Ladies and gentlemen, give it up. We are going to perhaps the first time ever from Friday to Sunday. We got a full best of three, folks. Hopefully this last match go to the full best of three series.
It could. We could really go the extra mile, especially if that's what Gani wishes. I wish that as well. I think it would be very nice to see these two teams go toe-to-toe in this game. And that could possibly go well because both of the teams, they have strong individuals, but so far, it's going to be an equal fight for Luke and Kimura.
Oh, this might be a solo gear here, top side, but no, they will not commit to a kill just yet, even holding on towards their spells.
No aggression, not more aggression there. Gary concussive blast, actually. Hazel doing the same thing. Beloy with the Brave Smite. So, emblem-wise, not really anything too crazy.
But Gary is just alone. He needs backup. And Beloyski is just becoming this, roamer that's so oppressive, trying to push away the players of Dewa United. But this is going to be one of the most important fights in the early game.
He will low-key recon the side, right? Scout, providing the visions for his team. But it seems like now both junglers, they're on the turtle. And they do not want to commit on towards a fast-paced fight just yet. Beloyski, though, has a wall charge flicker as well now. Combined with the Eternal Guard, it'll help for Rats to get the turtle. But what cost? The collapse from Dewa United claims
Dewa is going to not stop with a snowball.
God boy, low HP. Eternal Guard will buy time, but Dewa Kimura with the bravest fighter will not be able to close the gap to find that kill.
Not enough gap closure there. Holy moly, man, I'm just still stuck on that turtle fight. What an amazing combo for Dewa. Everyone was in the turtle pit and they fought. Gary's Appraiser's Wrath was absolutely massive, just like we saw in the Keys to Victory. That's what they needed, these massive fights with their solid drafts. But Geekfam were still able, somehow, someway, to find the retry win. Hazel proving that his retry is super on point. And even Chadera getting a win, making the gold lead not as crazy for Dewa. Beloyski, the pathing.
The taunt here, Beloyski tunked to a very low HP wall charge to save his life. But take a look at Dreon, slowing him down and taking the kill.
Big brain Beloy, but that was questionable. I mean, he is trying to be this pest, just trying to scamper around the jungle, trying to put so much pressure, but Kimura and Luke going at it. It's still going to be a 50-50 fight, but so far, Luke has the upper hand with the level lead. Now again, the turtle has been respawned. Luke is trying to rotate towards that bottom side. As you can imagine, Luke does not have the final slash, so they have to rely on either a boy or Hazel making the play.
Let's see, good Eternal Guard here. Wall charge on towards 3 as well. Oh, good wombo combo. That's 1, 2, 3 members taken out already. It's a 2-for-1. But the turtle will be taken by Dewa. Luke, very low K's now, diving under the turret, final slashed. But now Kimura will help and assist his teammate Luke. Not enough resources to get out, I believe, and he will be taken out as well.
Luke's rotation sends him to his demise. He did not have the slash to complement that fight. And Geekfam, they were left with an engage tool with that guard that they have to rely on, that not really connect.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. They went for the same thing after losing out in the same fashion in that first turtle fight. And in the second one, they didn't even secure the turtle. Hazel actually kind of whiffed the Detona's welcome. Luckily, one thing did still stay the same. Chadera was able to get something on the other side of the map. This time, it is a turret take up top. They should be able to put this into good use with more map pressure, but they are falling quite behind with 8 kills already.
Purple buff invasion. Dewa United will claim that purple with that retry.
That purple is gonna be secured at least to add even more resources to the pockets. The players so far, and now what? Rotating up to the mid side of the lane. He needs to get ahead in terms of the farming department, of course. At least Dewa now snowballing. If they do fall, they have that extra layer of insurance in the hands of Watt, but he needs to be funneled these resources. But I mean, so far, Dewa United has been self-sufficient. Their own laners able to really just fight up and walk up to the faces of Geekfam. They need an answer here. So what are the win conditions of Geekfam trying to claw back this game?
Well, the win condition is snowball, so it still remains the same in the mid to, or actually the early to the mid game to get to that mid game. We'll talk about this more, but Geekfam want to fight.
Oh, let's see here. Already under the turn, Hazel claims the last hurdle, but now they are going for Luke. Final slash will not be anything to mount just yet. Sticking with the backside though, Rion will be the first one to fall as Luke now flickers out to safety.
What?
Gary with the Appraisal's Wrath securing the kill. It's a 1-for-1 in EXP for a roamer.
A jumbled fight. They were scattering in every part of that turtle pit. They were trying to kite back. They were trying to push each other in the faces. But then again, it all was still an equal trade. But at least Hazel was able to get the turtle.
Geekfam are doing really good despite losing 2 big team fights. Like, you would expect the game to be over usually after 8 kills. The same kind of fashion happened in the first 5 minutes of the game. But what Geekfam were able to do was, okay, they sent Chidera up top. They got, whoa. First item DHS? No, second item DHS. Fury Hammer into the Malefic Roar, into the DHS. Interesting build for Chidera. Going to try to melt these frontliners down. I think it's very good up against this composition. But back to the point, Geekfam, during the off moments when there are no neutral objectives, despite them being behind in gold for the most part in the last 8 minutes, they're the ones more active on the map. You see Chidera rotated up top to get a turret, these lane swaps, and then you see Luke going down, but then with the help of Hazel and a boy, Dewa haven't been too efficient with their maneuvers around the map, and that's why, despite the gold lead, despite the 9 kills, Geekfam have been the ones making the proactive movements around the map. This is,
Luke now with the dodge, with the juke as well. Final slash though will not connect on towards any members from Dewa. And that is going to be Dewa not wanting business. And remember, 15 seconds to the first Lord. What will Dewa do here? Sure, they have the economy, but it seems like Geekfam, they're comfortable with the space that they are able to get.
Yeah, this is just really good macro, is what I was about to say, with a boy and Beloy, who went for agility and wilderness blessing. That's what we mentioned early on, and that's what we're seeing from Beloy and a boy. Every time rotating towards any side of the map that they want to get objectives on. Tier 2 down below, that's going to be so much pressure for Geekfam to look for flanks. So what Luke was able to create earlier, that final slash onto 4, it's going to happen again. Look at the position.
See Luke showing himself conceal, does not want to commit, no angles to commit, rather. And yeah, Geek, they're taking their time here, far lane. I'm sure that they are also controlling that far lane, and Dewa, they need to find something in this current angle.
It's insane how they're able to really just battle down all the damages that has been done by Dewa. Sure, they are, 6 kills down. The gold lead not so marginal as well, but they're able to get 2 turrets bottom side. They're able to contest their hands on the Lord. They have 2 turtles, so I think you can always you can kind of neglect the kill difference because Geekfam is always on the move trying to hunt for something.
Oh, let's see here. Wall charge committed from Beloy. Keys has a wall charge himself. And Luke now soaking damage, taking a lot of damage, looking for survival. But it seems like Drian will be the first one to fall. They want the collapse. Hazel now isolated in the front side, and the formation just shattered in shambles. They have the manpower now. Luke in the backside. Keys looking for a flank as well, looking for a burst, and Luke will be the second one to fall in the hands of Watt.
The gods crushed down Geekfam. They were looking for that possible comeback and angle to back then snowball again, but Dewa United just says, nope, we win this team fight, we win the skirmishes.
Hey, Kimura looking for an opening, stunned up, airborne, everything. Gary though secures the Lord. Oh, good Eternal Guard! Catching Beloyski in the bush and taken out.
good response for Dewa through Geekfam's macro maneuvers. They had a slow push built up top before the Lord, but then they were impatient. They wanted to utilize the advantage ASAP. They looked for an initiation, did not work out, and they left Luke to die. Having to save him only gave Watt the time to rotate down below and punish Geekfam even more for that blunder. Now Geekfam are in a real rough spot. They were able to out-macro Dewa for the last 8 minutes despite losing out in these team fights, but now, as the gold lead grows and as a Lord spawns in the Land of Dawn, the macro is going to be a very hard game to play. They'll now have to look to minimize their losses because Dewa's siege is quite insane within the time. They have to respect this. They just have to play turret defense for a bit.
Feels like look, Dewa United, they have all the map for themselves, able to just push forward territories off Geekfam, especially that Lord marching down bottom side, having to send Chidera and Hazel to clear that out. So now Dewa United, they have the priority in all 3 lanes, and this could really be a disastrous game for Geekfam after what looked like a slightly hopeful recovery that they were able to get.
It was a great recovery that Geekfam were able to get. Again, in the first 5 minutes, 8 kills to Dewa, and they were still only 700 gold ahead. That is a very, very good stat to have for Geekfam, and they actually had more map pressure, but now it's all gone. That map pressure that they built up to recover, Dewa has gotten so much more with that Lord because of a big blunder in the initiation department from Geekfam. Even Gary putting on the pace with the pressure that they have on the map. Right now, it's all about the freeze, and Dewa can play it as slow as they possibly can. Geekfam, this is why I say it's going to be very hard for them to play the macro game to recover again like they did in the first 5 minutes. At this point, they're really going to have to wait for the Lord to continue.
Geekfam has been unbearable, but at least now they have some breathing space.
Note that Bees now has also the wild charge, right? So expect 2 lizards going headbutt, perhaps, potentially, in this Lord fight. Good setup here top side, though. Beloyski needs to be careful. He's all alone.
He has to, and he has to be present in these team fights. That wild charge could be very pivotal in trying to turn the tides around, especially now Hazel just has 2 laners and 2 of these players shadowing behind him. Meanwhile, Dewa, they come in the cavalry, they call it in, but Beloyski is just walking. So now, I think Dewa, or Geek rather, could turn it around in this Lord fight if they do either steal it or create a moment for themselves. A team fight could really ensue soon.
All 10 players have their spells. The calm before the storm here, ladies and gentlemen, and it seems like both teams, they will not pull the trigger yet.
Wow, great slow push again from Geekfam up top. So they still have the advantage now when it comes down to the wave manipulation. Doing the same thing towards the bottom lane. That's going to be a pretty stacked wave up top that Dewa will have to send someone to retaliate against.
They'll always have Kimura to answer that. But so far, I think, given the circumstances, Geekfam has been able to hold on in a quite reasonable fashion, but now here they come.
Oh, the flicker minion fury by Julian. The damage, though, will not come through as Watt finds Hazel. To go to the backside, though, it's the collapse by Dewa United. Kaze finds one. Watt with the double. Luke flickers out, but sometimes I think the gap will be closed down here. The damage will be enough as Watt collects the unstoppable. The unofficial triple kill, and they look for the end. Chidera all alone. Let's see. 15, another wave. Can Chidera clear this? 4 members.
Oh, no.
Is it a little bit too much as they move on towards Chidera? Not that he's just yet terrified. Everything Chidera is trying to hold on, but it will not be enough. Dewa United, they will strike first.
The gods hit first.